me, guys, this is not rocket science. It's just about putting in the work. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can gradually build to run longer without getting tired in 2 ways. So I know you guys have probably seen some videos or seen some different things about ways to run longer that have to do with your breathing technique or have to do with running form or nutrition or sleep. And yes, absolutely, all of those things are really, really important. You need to be really healthy in order to continue to work harder and run longer and go the distance and all of those things. However, I've met very many healthy people who are telling me that they're trying to be runners, but they just can't. They just can't get past 20 minutes. They can't get past 3 miles, that they always hit this wall and that's all that they can do. Or another thing I find is that people ask me, how do you run a marathon? I could never run that far. And people are really convinced that they just don't have this magic bullet that's going to make them run these distances that I can and so many other people can. And when I tell them, no, you absolutely have it in you to be able to do this, they do not believe me. And so if you're in a situation where you're wanting to run longer and struggling to do so, there are really 2 main things that you need to be doing. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video so that you can get out there and run the miles that you are ready to run. All right, so number 1 is you want to make sure that you are slowing down on all of your runs. So what's happening is people are going out too fast on these runs. So the people that are telling me that they can only run a mile or 2 miles or something like that, what's happening is they're probably going out way too fast and they're hitting their anaerobic zone. And once you hit that, you can only go so long before you have to either stop or maybe walk to completely catch your breath again. So what is the anaerobic zone? Anaerobic zone is you're running without oxygen. And so basically, your body is filling up with carbon dioxide faster than you can get rid of it. And so you don't have the presence of oxygen within your muscles and within your blood that's going to allow you to continue to run or to maintain that pace. And so eventually you have to do something because you can only hold that anaerobic pace for so long, and it's not very long. So what you need to be doing is running at an aerobic pace. And so this is your easy pace. So I'm not telling you that once you hit this aerobic pace that you're just going to be able to run forever when you haven't trained for that. And we're going to talk about that next. But what you need to start out with is finding that aerobic zone. So I have an entire video that's all about easy running, but really quickly, the main way that you can find that you're easy running is to have a conversation with someone and just to check in with your body and notice your perceived rate of exertion. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 basically laying down and 10 being your all-out max, you want to be finding a place really in the middle there. That means that you are jogging, but it also means you maybe are going to have to take walk breaks, and you need to be okay with that. And so when you're just starting out, then what you're going to do to make sure that you're prolonging the time that you can go is you're going to slow down and be in that aerobic zone where you're at a conversational, easy pace with your running. Okay. And if it's a situation where your heart rate is spiking, you can tell with your running, then take a walk break. Now, for a lot of you who are beginners, this means you're probably going to be doing 1 minute of running, 1 minute walking, 1 minute running, 1 minute walking. And the next time you go out, maybe you try 2 minutes of running and 1 minute walking. And you're just gradually building on that to the point where you can have this aerobic pace be extended for longer, and your easy pace is actually going to get faster over time. So what continues to feel the same, you're going to notice that you're actually going faster than you were in the beginning, because those adaptations within your body are what are allowing you to do that. And so that's what needs to happen here. With the easy running, you are having physiological changes within your body from that aerobic running. So you're building these new capillaries within your body that are able to more efficiently get blood to your muscles and bring more oxygen and red blood cells to all of those working muscles within your body. And that means that you are maintaining that oxygen within your body as opposed to reaching this anaerobic state where you no longer have oxygen to utilize. Additionally, you're also making your heart stronger. You are increasing the stroke volume, which is how much blood your heart can pump out with each beat. What we really need to focus on is what's happening within our body and all of these changes that are taking place, but that they're not just going to happen overnight. Okay, so you need to consider the fact that you're putting new stresses on your body when you're starting to run, and you have to give your body time to become stronger and build those capillaries, and it takes time. So slow down, easy running, aerobic running, and you're going to start to see that you can run longer and longer and longer. All right, so on the next part of that, the taking the time, this is huge, and this is the second part. And if you guys are getting value from this video, please press the like button below. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so consistency. Now, going back to the fact that you want to be building how much time you're actually able to run, you can't do that if you don't have any sort of consistency in place. So I have people tell me that they can't ever run more than 10 minutes or 2 miles, and I'm asking them, well, how often do you run? Oh, well, I don't know. I ran a couple weeks ago and then I tried to run today and it was so hard, running so awful. I don't like it. And I'm saying to them, well, you have no consistency. Okay, well, maybe I'm not saying it to them, especially if they didn't ask me, but I'm probably thinking it. And if you don't have any sort of consistency, then you cannot expect your body to make those adaptations that you want it to. It's the same thing as like lifting weights, right? Like maybe you want to look like that guy over there with all the really, really big muscles. Well, you can't just expect that to happen when you're only lifting weights maybe once every couple of weeks, when he actually has something consistent going on and you need to have some consistency with your running. And I'm not talking about running every single day, just 3 times a week that you can commit to that, and that you're starting to build that over time, and you're extending how long you can run. So really these two things go hand in hand: easy running and being consistent, and then building the length of time that you can run so that you can get to those distances of how long you want to run at a particular pace. So let's say the first week, maybe you're doing 3 times at 30 minutes a piece. And then you do that the next week and you do that the next week. And over the course of those weeks, you're extending the amount of time that you can actually run, and you're doing less walking. Or if you're already able to run, that you're finding a pace where that full 30 minutes you can run the entire time. I mean, that's what you really want to focus on getting to, at least initially. And then maybe in the 3rd or 4th week, you're adding in one of those is a little bit longer run. Maybe it's 45 minutes. And then you do that for a few weeks. And then you're extending that 3rd run to maybe it's an hour-long run. And I know as you're starting out, that maybe seems like a lot, but if you are being consistent and building each of these runs over time and giving your body time to adapt to all of this new training that you're giving it, and you're getting good sleep and you're recovering, that's when those adaptations are taking place. And it's really, really cool. And the problem is we can't see it from the outside. And a lot of times we're focusing on wanting to lose weight or something like that. And we feel like nothing is changing, when in actuality, if you are staying consistent and you are upping the amount of time that you can run, and you're staying in that aerobic zone, then those changes are happening. And not only are you going to be able to run longer, which is the goal, and especially with something like half marathon training or marathon training, where you might be going into it, there's no way I could ever run 20 miles. You will. If you follow a specific training plan and you are in the right zones with your running, you will be able to do it. Anyone can who is able to find that aerobic zone and stay consistent over time. All right, guys, thanks for being here today, and I will catch you in the next video.